Oh, reviews. They may keep going, but that doesn't mean they hurt any less. Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to an all-new Talkin Movies. As always, I'm your host, the real Gino Reynolds, and today we're going to be talking about Netflix's newest movie based on a graphic novel series entitled The Old Guard, which was written by Greg Rucka. The original source material was written by Greg Rucka, but the screenplay was also written by him, which is actually a really good thing. Directed by Gina Prince Bythewood and starring Charlize Theron. What this movie is about is it's a group of immortal mercenaries that through time have been involved in many conflicts, and they get to a point, which is our century, where keeping their secret is a little harder to do, where there's cameras everywhere and all of that. So one of their biggest fights now is keeping their identity secret, but they are betrayed by somebody. They break one of their rules by doing a job for someone they've done a job before already, and this leads to them being exposed. So they have to deal with that, but also, for the first time in a long time, they discover that a new potential member to their group, a new immortal, has surfaced. So that's the main gist of the story. Now, I will warn you, there'll probably be some spoilers in this review. I'm not going to outright spoil everything, but some things I'm going to talk about will be considered spoilers. Do I recommend this movie? Yes. Is this a great movie? No, it's still a entertaining and good movie. I really did enjoy this one, so I do recommend it. It's a Netflix original, but I can tell you that even though I recommend it, it suffers from a few things that Netflix originals have suffered from. So if you've watched some of my reviews about Netflix originals here lately, you'll probably kind of know what I'm talking about. But that being said, I do recommend watching this one. I thought it was entertaining enough. I like the characters. I like the story, even though it's a bit predictable at times. But I do recommend it. So here we go into the review. I want to talk about the things I didn't like first. First is the predictability of the movie. While not everything is utterly predictable, you're gonna figure out most of it if you just use some common sense. If you think this is gonna happen, it will, or a version of what you think's gonna happen happens. I just had a few hunches going throughout this about some things happening. About some character developments, about some of the secrets, and and most of them came true or close to true. One of the things I also didn't like about this movie was the villain. While I was fine with the villain being Big Pharma, because the gist of this movie is the villains are trying to figure out how the immortals are immortal, because they think they can use their genetics to develop basically a fountain of youth drug to stop diseases and aging and everything, which I was fine with that plot, but I would have liked some more capable villains, because while they do introduce like one mercenary villain that's supposed to be this awesome bad guy, nobody is really any match for our heroes. When you've got heroes that are pretty much a group of a group of Wolverines. They even do the bullets coming out. It's like spitting the wounds are spitting out the bullets, and then they're healing. We've got a group of Wolverines as your heroes. That gets a little. You're just like I don't think the bad guys are gonna win. I would have liked, even though they do introduce a little bit of fear to this movie, it's not enough to make the villains plausible. And that leads into the next thing I didn't like. And honestly, it falls into the predictability factor as well. They telegraph the... I can't call it an after credit scene or during credit scene, because it's at the end where they pop up the title of the movie, like it's supposed to be the end before it kicks to the credits. But then it's like 6 months later. I'm like, gee, I didn't see this one coming. And I knew exactly what it was going to be. I mean, the movie telegraphs itself big time. Even, see, I've looked up some of the comic book stuff now, and it's stuff that does happen in the comics, but I have never read the comics. So I think even if you've never read the comics, you're going to be like, oh, this is what it's going to be. Which, again, it's fine. I like the story that they were telling, but the predictability hurt it a little bit. What did I like about everything else? Mainly I like the characters. Charlize Theron playing... anytime she plays someone tough, I like it. You think of like Atomic Blonde. Her character is the oldest of the group, so they have her dealing with... she's been around so long, but she hasn't seen the world really improve. In fact, she thinks it's gotten worse. So they have her character dealing with that. And she is kind of she's supposed to be the linchpin of the group, but she's kind of becoming the downer of the group, because she just doesn't see life getting any better. And she's really... but whenever a new recruit is discovered, it kind of, I wouldn't say reinvigorates her, but it has her curious about how their existence is, why their existence is happening. The other characters are really good as well. Kiki Lane plays Nile. She's the new recruit, so you're basically getting her origin story in this. So it's her learning that, through somewhat hilarious fashion, that she can't die. I mean, the first time we see her die, it's like, well, this movie wouldn't happen if she wasn't coming back. But when Charlize Theron's character, Andy, is trying to convince her that you can't die, it gets kind of funny. I'm probably going to mispronounce the guy's name. Matthias Schoenaerts. He plays Booker. He's like other than Nile, he was the newest recruit. I liked his character a lot. You can tell that his character has dealt with some real loss. So there's a lot of what's the best way to put it? He feels alone is basically the best way to put it. He always feels like he's feeling the pain of his loss, and he feels alone a lot. Then you have Joe and Nikki, and Joe and Nikki are the two guys. They met in the Crusades. One of them was on each side of the crusade, and it's going to lead me to part of the movie, and this is kind of a spoiler. The way they talk to each other, you wonder if there's something more with them, and you do find out there is. And again, spoilers, they get captured, and they're in this armored truck, and the soldiers are messing with them. And one of the soldiers says to Joe, "Is he your boyfriend?" and I'm going to read this because I got it right in front of me. Joe says to the soldier, "You're a child, an infant. Your mocking is thus infantile. He's not my boyfriend. This man is more to me than you can dream. He's the moon when I'm lost in darkness and warmth, when I shiver in cold. And his kiss still thrills me even after a millennia. His heart overflows with the kindness of which this world is not worth of. I love this man beyond measure and reason. He's not my boyfriend. He's all and he's more." And his man, Nicky, says, "You're an incurable romantic." And in front of the guards, they start kissing. It's hilarious. Just the way, it's like they know they can't die, so they're talking crap to the guards the whole time, and I thought it was funny. And I liked it with all the characters. They give them all a little something. They give them all a little something character development wise, because I guess in the comics, most of the character development goes to Andy. So being that they're fleshing out these characters, that it's a good thing because they just don't feel like they're there. Chiwetel Ejiofor is in this. He plays an CIA agent that is hiring them, or a former CIA agent, I apologize, that wants to hire them to do a job, but of course you can see it coming a mile away that he's going to be the one that betrays him. This is the beginning of the movie. The very beginning. This movie does that thing where it shows you a scene, then it says like so many days before or months before. I can't remember how long it was. I think it's just days before. Thankfully, it doesn't take too long to get back to the moment at the beginning of the movie. It's not like till the end of the movie or something. You're not waiting that long. So you can tell what kind of character he is, and you can tell where his character's going to end up. Now, I do got to get back to one thing that I've talked about before with Netflix movies. Netflix, and granted, this one can earn it because there is a series of comics, of graphic novels that this is based on. But, man, this movie feels a lot like a setup film. Like you have to wait for all the big stuff to happen in the next one. They're definitely sequel baiting this one big time. And again, a lot of the Netflix movies nowadays do that, even ones that don't need it. This one though, I can it's justified in this one at least. But that being said, when the whole first movie's feeling like a setup film for the second one, it hurts it a little bit. That being said, it's still, again, a really entertaining movie. I still recommend it, especially since it's on Netflix. For the characters mostly is the reason I say watch it, because I like the characters. A movie with strong characters can make me forgive a somewhat predictable plot. I would have liked some stronger villains. But maybe, of course, we're going to be getting that. We're going to be getting that in the next one. I have a feeling they will make another one of these. I think the story's interesting enough. The characters are good enough that I think the characters are good enough that they can make another one, that Netflix will justify making another one. Also, Netflix is definitely doubling down on this movie, because on the Netflix YouTube channel, they released a video that talks about the whole history of these characters, like their whole immortal history. And it's a pretty fun video to watch as well. So definitely check that out if you get a chance. And especially if you like this movie, it kind of fills in what the movie didn't really have time to tell you, because the movie's got a lot going on anyway. They didn't need to cram all this other stuff in as well. What they have in this video it feels like it would be the opening credits, like a longer opening credits. I think it's like 4 minutes long or something like that, 3-4 minutes long. It would have been a decent opening credits. That being said, it would have gave away stuff in the movie if they would have put it at the beginning of the credits. So it's worth watching as well, especially if you enjoyed the movie. And I did enjoy the movie, and I do recommend it. That's going to be all for this edition of Talkin Movies. If you like what you've heard here, please subscribe to the Real Gino YouTube channel. Like this video. If you have anything to say about The Old Guard on Netflix, please feel free to leave a comment in the section below. Till next time, I am your host, the Real Gino, Gino Reynolds. See you later.